and the learner. Yeah, the teacher and the student or pupil. And then secondly, evaluation. Why are we here? What is the purpose of the leader? What is the purpose of this mission? What is the purpose of the gospel? How are we assessing learning and evaluating it for our own corrective methods for the sake of the people to whom we're going?
So two really big issues. What you guys come up with here?
Okay, we took a shot of our Red Bull. So our 2 points exploded into 5.
I destroyed your decision-making skills. There you go.
There you
We'll get
go.
them very quickly.
Yeah. Andragogy. First time I've said it. Try to evoke knowledge from students as opposed to lecturing it into them.
Evoke rather than lecture. Okay.
2, cultivate appropriate testing tools for oral learners. 3, understand the theological identity of the student population. They come from backgrounds of polytheism, understand it and teach appropriately to it, correctively. 4, understand that our goal is transformation into the image of Christ, discipleship, as well as content. Then 5, the question, what is a biblical model of the ideal graduate or disciple that we're aiming to produce?
Yeah, and that one probably goes right back to evaluation. Yeah. I mean, you evaluate in light of what you decided the goal is. Okay. Who's the spokesperson? Bill?
We had a concern that in the process, the role that we do not, in the contextualization process, lose the role of the teacher. In other words, we have teacher in Scripture. So as we move ahead, how do we maintain the teacher, the authentic teacher teaching, and yet put him into the right context?
Gift of teaching.
Secondly, when you take that teacher and you remove him or her from the context and you create another context, inevitably then you're going to face some problems. That arose from the issue of what happens when your young people already have technological knowledge that your elders don't. You put them into a new context, inevitably they become the experts, and you have created problems with your elders who are your normal teachers.
Okay, so ours is very similar to the others. At first we talked about, well, we need to develop new ways to measure success, that information transfer is just not enough. Then the idea came up, who anywhere would disagree with that? But we agree with it, but we're not actually doing it. So the real challenge is to implement measures of success that go beyond simple information transfer.
Can I just reference one thing that Emmanuel said yet? He called us to rethink the function of story, whereas in the West we work at 3 points with a story that illustrates, whereas in his culture the story is the point, and may have multiple points. That's the shimmering part.
All right.
First, we discussed a third gaji, synergagy, which is a focus on group learning versus individual learning, and we felt we need a synthesis between individual and group learning for adults. And secondly, we felt, probably in light of that, that we need more information and greater insight into group assessment. In other words, once you've taught in a group, how do you assess your group?
You guys are getting the process down, the ideas are flowing, and where we're going with this tomorrow is let you, be thinking overnight. Which one of these various perspectives would you like to focus your energies on tomorrow in our event here and beyond? So this is helpful for surfacing ideas. Please make sure Samuel is able to collect your list of all of the ideas, not just the top two, but all of the key insights, observations, strategies, whatever it's going to take.